Hey guys, we're back with another video for this channel. We're gonna continue with our portfolio review for this second part of the month, and yeah, let's get to it. So yesterday, the last one that we saw was Caviar. So we're gonna continue now with Eron Caldwell. So here we go, and Eron. Let's see. Okay, Eva. Her name is Eva. Apparently, okay. It's a nice marmoset render. Okay. Okay. Very nice detail, man. I think it's a little bit too much in regards to the density of the eyelashes. If you take a look at the eyelashes reference, you're gonna see that there's not that many, as you can see here. Like it's a very thin, kind of like single layer of eyelashes, like here. Like if we were to count them, I think we have a little bit more over here than what we have on the reference. So and they seem to be a little bit too thin compared to again to the reference. So that's just a small little thing right there. Also, there doesn't seem to be enough like transmission over here, so we're not seeing it. The model is nice. I mean, I can definitely tell that you know how to sculpt. This was definitely sculpted in ZBrush probably, and then textured in probably Substance, and then rendered in Marmoset. So it's nice. I do think though, my friend, I do think that the proportions are a little bit weird. I'm not sure if this is based on a real person, but the distance between the eyes, the size of the eyes, like there's a couple of things here and there that I don't particularly like. So if we take a look at a female proportion face, like that's the kind of like the canonical like version. Let me download this. They have like a front view. No, that's probably the best one. So let's just drag this into Photoshop. There we go. There we go. So now let's go for one of these guys right here. And if we were to match this as close as possible, you're gonna see that for instance, the nose is a little bit too big. The eyes are a little bit too far apart. You can see like the eyes right there, a little bit too far apart. The chin right here, it's a little bit too big. So there's a couple of details here and there, and I think you already know your stuff about the technicalities of the software because you're doing these haircuts and all of the process. So again, I'm not sure if you're referencing an actress or a specific model that has her face like this. I'm not saying it's a bad face. I'm just saying it's not a very traditional like proportion in regards to the whole elements. So take care of that one, or just be careful that you're not like over exaggerating certain proportions or under exaggerating certain proportions. Also over here, for instance, like this area right here, I would definitely paint in the texture like a little bit darker, just so that it looks like the shadow of the hair, because again the partition of the hair right here, that's a very weird partition. Like I've never seen a hairstyle where the line begins like here and then the back part of the hair goes like forward. It's just not very common. I think something like oh my god, sorry guys. I think something like this, right? Like if you want to have the line right there, that's fine, but then the root of this like haircuts would start like here, and it will float down like this so that we don't see this sort of thing, because yeah, it seems like it's coming from the back and it looks very weird. So just be careful with that. But other than that, it's really good. Now I'm gonna keep this one, my friend Aaron. I'm gonna keep this one, and I know I mentioned that if you wanted me to work on certain things, I would do it. However, this is 1 GB heavy, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to download it right now. But I'm gonna keep this one, and not this week, because this next week we're gonna work on the lighthouse, I promise. But I will do a little bit of a demo if you're okay. Let me know in the comments if you're okay with this. I want to do a little bit of a demo to show you how I would modify some of the proportions. Also, if you happen to have a photo of the actress or person that you're using to reference this, send it my way so that I can see if how closely we're matching that one. Well, Koa, read me PDF. Hey Rahan, first of all, thanks for taking time and doing this reviews. They're very helpful and inspiring. You're welcome, my friend. I am a recent graduate trying to break into the VFX industry. Okay. I've been working on my portfolio for some months, but it seems like it's not good enough to impress the recruiters. I feel like the level of the VFX industry is so high and there are rarely any offers for newcomers. I do like my portfolio, but I was thinking about making even more realistic and complex assets, like a motorbike, to really have a good chance of getting into the industry. Anyway, I'd be very happy to receive some feedback on what to add, remove from our portfolio, or what I need to work on. Thanks in advance. Okay, so let's take a look at the ArtStation first. And let me copy... Okay, Vimeo. Let's see. Koa Vu, modeling texturing. Perfect. That's a good model. Good texture. A little bit too high on the topology here. Like this one's right there. I might try to find another way to do it. This setup is great, man. I like it. I've never seen one like this. It looks very realistic. That's very cool. Yeah, I mean that's good. I mean that's a good cabinet, good topology. Okay, let's see. That's great. These are your works, right? Or are this like? Okay, university. Let me go back to the one on the little Capri Sun. Okay, you did the koala modeling. Okay. Let's take a look at the koala. So you did the little bag there. I'm guessing you did a little bag there. Okay, because this looks very good, man. That looks like a very nice finished like portfolio piece. Task, partly character and hero asset modeling, environment prop modeling, texturing. Character and drone modeling, lighting and rendering. Okay, yeah, the drone is great, man. Okay, I mean, first impression. This is a great. This is a great great demo reel. The assets are good. I would definitely take this one out. This is not something. This is not bad. It's not a bad piece, but it's not something close to like all of the other quality that you have here. So I would take that out or place it in another section, like just like studies or something. Same with this one. Like this one, since they're a little bit older, they're not really focused on what you want to do. I would take it. I would add the koala. Like if you did a little koala bag and you can get like a render, if they allow you, I would add the koala over here. The little drone as well. If you have a shot of the little drone, like adding it over here, I think would be a good idea. So it seems to me that you're from Berlin, Germany. Nice. Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, this character has issues in anatomy. I mean, yeah, it's not great. I don't think this might be the best option for the portfolio. But like this assets, man, this is like a cinematic ready asset. This is great. Like I could see this inside of a movie. Same for this one. Like it is a little bit heavy on this area right here, but it's not the end of the world, and it's a really clean asset. So I'm not concerned because I know that right now, due to COVID and due to the state of the industry, I know that it is going to be a little bit difficult to get a job. However, you definitely have all the skills that the studios are looking for, I would say, in regards to modeling and texturing. My advice would be if you're still sending like curriculums or portfolios out and you're not hearing any response, think about producing models for to sell them on sites like the Unreal Marketplace or the Unity Marketplace, Squid, Turbo Squid. Like you can like this model. Like I know there are studios out there that would buy this model for I don't know like probably like $200, and several of them would do it because it's a really nicely well made model. So that's of course one way to make a living out of this, just selling models. And also I think one of the mistakes that a lot of people make and it could potentially like impact their career like growth is we because I did this as well. We try to jump to the big guns or the big guys first, right? Like you send your portfolio to Blizzard, you send your portfolio to Riot, to all of these guys like the tops top of the top, right? And the problem is they have access to the top of the top artists, and when we're just graduated or when we're just starting, it's going to be very difficult for them to notice us because there's going to be so many others that are more well known in the industry, in the guild, if you wish, or whatever. And they're going to be a little bit more positioned with more experience, like work experience. So one of the things that you need to get is work experience. Try looking for local. I know Germany has a nice 3D scene. Like there's very talented artists in Germany. So if you are in Germany, try to look for local studios that might be willing to accept like like an apprenticeship or something like that. Like I'm not saying work for free, of course. Like try to get something that's paid. But if you can afford to do like a short internship, like maybe 2 months, 3 months, just to get some credits, just to get some your foot on the door, as they say, that could work as well. I know the situation is not the same for everyone, and some of us need to keep working. Otherwise, we starve to death and we can't pay the rent, right? But try to find a way in which you can get your foot on the door. That's one. The second one is, if you have enough time and you have the drive, starting your own stuff is not a bad idea. Like being an entrepreneur and creating your own little studio, offering like small like 3D renders for local companies. Like I don't know, maybe if there's like a I'm gonna be super stereotypical, but if there's like a local beer production like company near you, and they like a small one, right? Like I don't mean like the big corporates. Like maybe that you know of a guy that makes beer, and he sells his own like homemade beer to the local bars, right? Talk to him. Maybe he would be okay with you doing a small like campaign. You do a couple of renders, you do a couple of animations, and help his brand like grow, right? Like there's a lot of like small like businesses and small like projects out there that we can grab, and not only are they gonna give us some money, they're gonna be a very good learning curve for us, because we're going to be able to understand what are the needs of the society from us as 3D artists, just to start, and then keep on building on your portfolio, keep on pushing on what you want. One of the best advices that I can give, like I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. There's a studio that I love. I would love to work there someday. Maybe if my family and like life situation allows it. But that's called Digic Pictures. I think it's in where are these guys? I don't remember where they are. They're in Europe, but yeah. So going to the place is Hungary. They're in Hungary. So going to the company that you want to apply for, and then look at what they're looking for. For instance, in this case, let's say I was like a junior surfacing artist. Like that's usually if it says junior, it means that you're good to go, right? Now, I'm not saying that you're gonna apply here, right? But if I can go here, I think I can translate. Can I translate? No, I can't translate. So it says that you need to know Hungarian. I don't know Hungarian, but just take a look at the requisites here, okay? So take a look at the requisites here. For instance, I think all of those are, let's say, animator. There we go. So take a look at this and take a look at what they're looking for, right? Like this is what they're looking for. So if you check one of them and you're like, oh, you know what? Like I'm not really good at motion builder. Like I don't know about motion builder. Just take a couple of days and learn about motion builder. I've never done mocap based animation and I want to be an animator. Well, see how can you create your own like mocap system, like a super basic mocap system, just to get yourself here, or download mocap animations and understand how they work and how to introduce them in the pipeline. Like knowing what they're looking for, this is a great way to get there. The other great way that I can suggest is look for the demo reels of the people that are already in. So for instance, if we look for God of War demo reel, like I know this guy, he's an animator. And you can take a look at, like, if I wanted to be an animator, this is the level of animation that I need to get. So I know that if I do stuff like this and I create a portfolio showing that I can do this stuff, it's going to be way, way easier for me to get a job, because, again, this is what people are looking for. This is the kind of, like, processes and the level of quality that they're going for. So that's also a really good way. But I think you're in a good position. My best advice is do not be desperate, like, be patient. Keep working on your stuff. Keep sending your stuff around. Keep meeting people. Go to meetups. I know right now with COVID it's a little bit difficult, but join like forums. Ask questions. Like try to get your name out there, because you have a really good level. Like it shows me that you know 3D really well and you're perfectly employable. It's just a matter of finding that like golden opportunity so that you can get your foot on the door. But yeah, thank you for your submission, Koa. Ashraf. We have a creature. Okay, cool. This is a cool ZBrush exercise. Very nice. I'm going to skip the turntable. I'm going to focus on this one right here. That's good. Okay, that's crazy. What's this? Okay, that's a lot of snake hook, but it looks cool. Okay, I mean, ArtStation link. Okay, we have an ArtStation. Oh, I thought you were going to leave me a message, Ashraf. I love when you guys leave me a little bit of a message. Okay, so this gives me a couple of, it's like a mixed review or a mixed feeling, because you're submitting this ArtStation link, which is very complete, and then you submit this ones right here, which are not super complete, And I can see these are more recent, November 1 or November 1st. This one's from a tutorial. I've seen this tutorial around. It's not bad. It's getting there. When did you finish this one? Doesn't say. Okay, okay. Okay. So here's my initial impression, my friend. You have some very solid modeling skills. I can see here. I can see them here. I'm not sure if this is Blender or Maya. Okay, it's Maya. Perfect. So you have some very solid modeling skill. Like this is, I could see this straight out of like a what's the word? Like a medical magazine. Like all of this, guys. Like people pay a lot of money to get this renders out. Like architects do it a lot. This is pretty good. I mean, the texturing is good, but then the ZBrush needs a little bit of work. And I think I can see, due to the fact that most of the most recent ones are from ZBrush, that you are definitely practicing that. So yeah, I mean, this is the way to do it. Just practice anatomy. This is getting there. Face definitely needs a little bit of work. So I'm gonna give you some pointers here on this image right here. Let me grab the one that has no color. So. Because yeah, you have a good understanding of the process. It seems to me that you already know about modeling, you already know about probably UVs and stuff. So it's a matter of now like pushing this and creating some very nice compositions. So a couple of things, well, more than a couple. Here we go. We need to take care about anatomy. So we know that the skull is gonna have its eye socket over here, and then around the eye socket is where we would see all of this sort of forms forming around. And I mentioned it yesterday to one of your other I'm calling all of you like friends, because you're all part of the Nexttut community. So another one of your friends, the nasolabial fold, which is this fold that goes from the nose all the way down. Now the nose definitely needs a little bit more form. Like we definitely need to see like the sides of the nose or the pointiness of the nose, because we're losing form. I mentioned for the project on the cover of yesterday's video how the horns never just come out of the skull. You need to keep them as separate subtools so that you can see the division and see the little line that it's gonna be, or from where the horns are gonna be like protruding, right? Mouth needs a lot of work. Usually the mouth, like this shape, it's very difficult to do. You would usually have like this sort of shape instead. So open here and open here. Make sure if you're gonna do an open mouth, you need to sculpt the inside of the mouth. So you're gonna have to create like the cavity, the gums, each teeth. I can see here that they're just like a single subtool. Do it separately. Do each teeth as a separate piece. The jaw here, very strong. We have muscle over here as well. And then the chin, if you wanna do like a sharp, like devilish, that's fine. Like this style, I'm not worried about the style. I'm worried about the fact that there's a lot of anatomy and form things that we need to work on. Okay, so just grab an anatomy book, grab an anatomy reference, like the planes of the face that I mentioned yesterday, and that's the kind of thing that you wanna push here, because I can definitely tell that you know how to do detail, how to do like wrinkles and skin, which is great. But form, remember, form. It's super important to have a clean form. Okay. But yeah, that's a good portfolio, Ashraf. I mean, as I mentioned, like on your art station, these guys right here are ready for work, for production. Like all of these guys are like perfectly usable in any sort of like production. But if you want to jump into the character side of things, then we need to practice a little bit more anatomy, proportions, muscles, all that stuff. Because you are in a good path. It's just more practice, more practice. Okay. Hopefully that's helpful for you, my friend. Byron. Or Byron Gurung. Hello Abraham, love your videos and like the way you teach us. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you guys like the style. I want you to review some of my works. I want to start my job as a 3D modeler. Here's the ArtStation link. Let's take a look. This is Byron Gurung. Okay, yay, you did the solder. I haven't seen one of these ones. Nice. How do you like this tutorial? This was very different for me. I tried the style that I normally don't do. Most of the assets look great. Definitely need some work on the anatomy here on the face. Hair looks okay. The gun, yeah, everything looks good except for maybe a little bit more wrinkles on the pants, I would say, for this guy. But it's a good rendition of the whole thing. Ooh, this one looks really clean, really good. This is the kind of thing that people are looking for. And again, indie games nowadays, there's a lot of startups that do an indie game, and indie games can't afford to have like super pro artists working on them, right? Because Pro artists usually charge a lot more than what an indie company has. So something like this is perfectly valid for like a FPS shooter. Again, my main advice would be careful with the edge wear and the rust. Make sure you add a little bit of variation to the whole thing. You don't want to have a rust and edge wear pretty much everywhere. You want to keep it on certain areas, the areas that have or make more sense. Okay, so the ones that are more exposed towards like the outside parts of the object, those are the areas that you wanna keep. This car looks good. Yeah, although it looks like the doors are small like a separate object, or are they just like an extrusion there? It looks good regardless. I mean that's a good one. Model and UV unwrap for knife in Maya. Texture and substance painter. Yeah, this is a good one as well. Ooh, that's a nice render. This is a very nice cinematic render. Topology wise, let's see how we're doing. Yeah, this is good. I see a little bit of a pinch right there. That's a simple pinch. I mean, this is not gonna be like, oh, he has a pinch, I'm not gonna hire him. No, of course not. But you might want to check that one out. Just a small pinch there. Maybe a couple of vertices got like merged together or something. Everything else looks great, super clean. Like this is beautiful topology. Congratulations on that one. Revolver, nice. I think the holes here might need a little bit more work. Check out I recorded one of these videos a couple of weeks ago. I think we did some booleans in Maya, and I show you how to clean that up because I think the barrel needs a little bit of cleanup. It could be better, but yeah, everything else seems good. Looks good. What's this? That's like the sketch fab, right? I think. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice model. Just clean it up a little bit, and you'll be fine. This is very cool. This is a very cool stylized thing. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this is that the shading, because it looks like it's made out of plastic. So here, I will probably use a roughness of 1 everywhere, and just let the colors do the talking. Like don't try to like have like plastic and glass and stuff. Like just everything flat, because this kind of things usually are hand painted, and the colors are really flat. So I will probably remove the glossiness. That's pretty much about it. And then this controller right here, I've always told my students, if they want to challenge themselves, try to model a controller, like an Xbox controller or PS controller, because it's difficult. It's really tricky, but it seems like you managed to do it nicely. So I think, oh, this is great. I like this animation. You're in a great position, Byron, or Byron. Hopefully I'm saying your name properly. You're in a great position. I think you are, like, you know what you're doing. You know your workflow, which is great. You need to focus on your portfolio now, because even though all of these pieces are really well done, none of them are like eye-opening, right? Like, wow, like this piece is great. So look for, like, if you want to do props, look for like a prop concept art gun, and look for a cool gun, like a really cool gun, a gun that you're like, damn, if I saw that in a game, I would love to use it. Like this guy right here. I don't know, that one's not perfect. Like this one, that's 3D already. Try to look for something that's not 3D, of course. So like a concept piece that really speaks to you, like something like this, right? Because if you can show that you can do one of this, like super cool guns, then you're gonna be in a really good position. Do several of them. Like if you want to be the guy that makes guns or like mechanical pieces, you have to do like 2, 3, 4, 5. Like you have to do several of these pieces. Otherwise, just one piece in your portfolio, it's not gonna be enough. You need to show that you can do it like multiple times or with different kinds of effects. But yeah, that's a very good portfolio, my friend. Keep up the work. Pablo Garcia. Hello, Nexttut. I am Pablo Garcia. I'm a 3D artist now working for a game company. Great. Doing props for games, and sometimes I do freelance work doing sculpture for 3D print. Please check my portfolio. I'll be happy to do so, my friend. Let's go. Pablo Garcia. That sounds... Oh, he's from Mexico. Hey, another fellow Mexican artist. Great. Let's take a look at everything. Do we have one for everything? No, we don't. Let's do game art. There you go, man. Like, yeah, you definitely know what you're doing. This is great. This is great, my friend. You have a lot of work. That's great. Let me take a look like at one of your old ones. So this was a year ago. Okay. Let's take a look at this one, for instance. This was 3 years ago. Okay, so you've been around this for a long time. So that's great, man. I haven't had another fellow Mexican artist in a while, so it's always good to to hear from you guys. Um, I would do the review in Spanish, but then all of our other audience would be like, "What the hell is he talking about?" Um, yeah, I've seen this one from the tutorial. Like, this is a very cool hard surface model. Yeah, I mean, this is a very good portfolio, man. And the fact that you're saying that you already know or you're already working on a game studio, that's great. Um, yeah, most of this is like, yeah, that's cool. Let me take a look at your. Oh, you've done the challenges. Cool, you've done the challenges for here, right? For Substance Painter, or for ArtStation. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. So see, guys, I've mentioned this for several of you. Like, this is how I would recommend. Pablo here is doing a great example. Like, he is like dividing things in a nice way, in an easy way to understand where different elements are. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I mean, these models are great. I've seen this tutorial as well. This is from a tutorial. Very cool. Hand painted. Very nice. I guess I mean, on this one, for instance, like same sort of review. Like, make sure like it doesn't really make that much sense to have damage on here, because that snare is gonna be semi protected. So just make sure that you and I think the level here, I'm not sure if you were given like a poly count for this particular asset, because I think it's a little bit low for the amount of detail that you have, because I can tell that the high poly was really high poly, but then like the low poly looks really low poly. So this is a really cool model that you should be able to show in a better way. Here the bakes are looking a little bit weird in certain areas, so I would be careful with that one, Pablo, but everything else looks good. Fire hydrant ready for you. I mean, yeah. This I've seen this tutorial as well. I've been teaching hydrants for a long time now. This was one of the first exercises that I came up with as well when I was preparing my classes back in 2015, I think, or something. So yeah. I mean, this is great, man. I really don't have as many like pointers for you, because you have so much stuff, which is great. Like, this just shows to me that you are very, very proficient at most of the 3D pipeline. It definitely shows that it's for games. You might want to take a look into what's the word? Into cinematics, maybe, every now and then. Characters, I think characters is something that you could work on as well. Like, I can see here that you have some of them, but the anatomy is definitely wonky. Like, some of the poses and stuff could use a little bit more work. So, and I know, like, I understand that you've been focusing on props and environments probably for most of your career. But if you're gonna be going into the 3D printing thing, you know that there are some very talented 3D printers out there that do commissions as well. So in order to keep yourself up to the level, practicing that sort of thing would be definitely important. But yeah, good job, my friend. And if you ever need anything, I'm here. I'm in the north. I'm in Saltillo. So just send me a message. You can find me here in ArtStation. And I mean, at least we're in the we're in the same country. So it could be easier to collaborate, right? So excellent, Pablo. Nice to meet you. Faran. Oh, no message, Faran. Should have sent me a little bit of a letter. I always love hearing about you guys. This is great. This is a great R2Q5. Now, you do have the Maya file. Let's download this. Let's put you to the test and see if the topology is good. Now, while that loads, let me go on to the next one. It's gonna take a little while to open. Eron. Oh, Eron Caldwell. I saw you before. You were. Oh, okay. Eron did the Eva thing. So for some reason, all of the textures got like split into a different folder. So. Okay, there we go. Let's take a look at this R2D2. It's definitely a little bit slow. That's kind of a little bit worrying. I'm gonna press this button so that we don't see the textures. There we go. And let's see, wireframe unshaded. Oof. Chef's kiss. Great. This is great, my friend. Beautiful topology. Beautiful. Like, even those lines right there, like, damn. This is like top level hard surface modeling for Maya. Great control of your edge flows. There's a little bit of a little bit of stretching in certain areas that I think could be solved. That would be my only issue. But I mean, the fact that this hard surface is not going to deform, I wouldn't be that worried or too worried about that. Everything is great, man. Damn, this looks amazing. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do we have UVs? Do we have UVs? We do not have UVs. Okay, so this is the next step for you. You have, I mean, this is great. Like, honestly, it's one of the, if not the best R2D2 model I've seen. This is just great. Like, this is great. I would probably cap this out just so that we don't see the inside. Just close the hole over there. But this is a great model. You definitely need to texture this, okay? So you're gonna have to UV it, and you're gonna texture it with, I would do UDIMs, to be honest. Like, I would do, like, I don't know, like 5 4K UDIMs or something for the whole thing, so that you have, like, a super high-quality cinematic asset. Because if you are able to show me and the world that you can model at this level, UV perfectly, texture in a very nice way, and then render, dude, you're gonna be like on the other side of things. You're gonna be perfectly fine. You're gonna be able to find work super easily. So I strongly recommend you, Faran, to UV that R2D2. Okay, so let's go now to our last submitter for this time, which is Ashutosh Sharma. Hi, I'm working in an FMCG company as a 3D journalist. I want to improve. Please guide me. Okay. Thanks for taking your time. Thank you for submitting your work, my friend, for all of us to see, learn, and improve as well. So he says he's working at a FMCG. I'm not sure what FM means. I would guess CG is computer generator. So I'm not sure what FM is, but let's take a look. So grenade, I think this is a tutorial that I've seen as well. Or I mean, it's a very common model, right? But yeah, that's good. Oh god. This is a good one. You did this in Blender. Nice. Nice. This one's, I definitely think, need a little bit more work. Like I don't like this one. Like, I don't like this this render. It looks very weird. Like, the metal looks really weird. But this one looks good. So I would, if you can, change the thumbnail so that you have this one or this one as your main element, because it looks way better. A little bit of a simple model. Okay. This is a nice model. Is this for games? No, it's not for games. You can see the resolution here is quite high poly. So, okay, this. Give me just 1 second, guys. Oh, 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. I'm still going through the sickness, and I've been very congested this last couple of days. So this is what strikes me a little bit weird, my friend. In this particular model, you have very high density on this handle, and then very low density everywhere else. So you need to decide, am I gonna do this for games, or am I gonna do this for cinematics? If you're gonna do it for cinematics, go crazy with the resolution, like what we saw with the R2D2. Like, really add some very nice bevels like everywhere. This is an angle, by the way. We need to fix that one. But really go crazy so that things look really nice and sharp, because this is like very sharp lines right here, not particularly good for cinematic, but they look good on a game. So just decide where this thing is gonna go. The texture thing is great, like the fact that you can animate that's amazing. It's just, again, the general geometry could have a little bit more resolution if this is for cinematic. Photogrammetry, this is one of the things I want to learn. I'm taking a look into this because it's very cool. Okay. So this is, whoa. What is this? Because this one right here looks really crazy. I normally don't see photogrammetries like this. I mean, I can see the retopology is fine. The texture mapping is fine. But this is like way too crazy. Maybe try using another model, because that's a little bit too intense. This is nice. I like this one. Ooh, really clean. Really nice. Yeah, I like this one. Yeah. Is it rigged? Because if it's rigged, you could animate it and then create a very nice portfolio piece. That's also very good. Simple. Again, remember Pablo, how he did like this sections where you had like advertisement and then like entertainment? You could do something like that. So have some of them in the advertisement thing, and some of them in the other thing. Okay. I think I've seen this one as well. Is this from This says the flamethrower was done by your brother, Ashutosh Sharma, and you did the The fire simulation. It's not bad. The fire simulation is not bad. I'm not a sim guy, so I wouldn't be able to give you feedback on that one. The gun right here. I mean, I think what speaks the most here is the fact that the fire and the thing doesn't seem to be living on the same place. I mean, I do see the reflection there, so it's weird. It's weird. Maybe it's the composition. Like the light composition over here, it looks a little bit weird. But the fire looks cool. Archivist in Unreal 4, that's great. That's good. Very good. Try taking a look at the lights and how to bake them and add a little bit more contrast, because it looks very flat. It looks like a video game still. Maybe like warmer, like have warmer lights. That could be helpful as well. Ooh, this Nintendo Switch is really clean. Nice, nice. Super clean, super clean. That's great. For advertisement, this is great. So yeah, I mean, as you saw, as you said in your message, you're working as a Twitch journalist. I think you're doing great. I would just start picking an area where you want to really focus, because if you already have a job, it's a safe job, a secure job, then the best thing you can do is keep on delivering the work that they're asking for, but start specializing in something that you say, this is where I want to become like the guy, so that when they need someone that knows how to do that, you are the one that they're going to be talking to, okay? Because you're already in the industry, you already have a foot inside of the industry, you're already there, so you need to make yourself, what's the word? They say that everyone's expendable, right? Like when you leave your job, they're gonna find someone else to replace you with. You need to make sure that when that happens, if it happens, they're gonna have a hard time doing that, because you're gonna be so good at doing specific things that it's gonna be very difficult for them to hire someone that's gonna be as good as you were. So that's what's gonna give you leverage to ask for a pay raise, make sure you have good projects, good jobs and stuff. So just grab one thing that you really want to focus on and really push that one. This one looks really cool. Really cool, my friend. Really nice. That's a nice render. Very realistic. Yeah, so you're in a great place, my friend. Just keep pushing, and I'm sure you're gonna get there very, very soon. You're gonna keep on growing. Remember, don't forget our motto: always learning, always improving. That's my personal motto, the one we use over here. And you're gonna be in a great place. So that's it, my friends. This is it. That's all for this time around. Thank you very much to everyone who submitted. This week we will continue with the Lighthouse. I promise, no more. We might have a couple of surprise announcements here and there, but I'll try to have, even if we have the announcement, I'll try to have the Lighthouse videos up for you guys, so that we can continue moving on that project, because I really, really want to push it to the next level. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for your submissions. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you learned, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Bye bye.